Here we go. Hi, everyone. We had like 9 days of rain every day, like downpour, deluge, Noah's Ark, like driving through some streets. You're like, oh my God, am I just going to float away? Fields were turned into lakes. It was like amazing. But, now today the sun came out and everything is just like lush and green. And there's right back there, Donovan, the albino Maine Coon cat, joining us today. So I just had to be outside for today. It's so beautiful. And you can see like back there, all the kayaks. We've got like 20, 30 boats that we're getting ready to go hit the waters and do a little rock climbing. So I hope you are enjoying your springtime as much as we are. So thank you for joining me. Last weekend, I had two amazing things happen. The first thing is I attended this awesome animal telepathy workshop. And it was great because everyone was able to like send and receive information with animals. We had a lot of breakout sessions where you practiced with someone, and we all brought like pictures of our pets because, obviously we're not bringing our pets in. Some pictures were of pets that were alive. Some pictures were of pets that had passed. And some pictures were pets that, animal friends that people had in their home that they would see when they got home. And some were animals that had been, relocated, maybe gone to live with a relative or for whatever reason, or for whatever reason, a disconnection, and people wanted to know how their animals were doing. And it was amazing, the messages we got. I loved, I was reading this one dog, and, and of course, everyone gets the little self-doubts, is it real or am I making it up? That's just, part of it. So, of course, I was getting that as well. Everyone... I admire and envy the person who never gets that. So I'm chatting with this dog, and this dog was telling me how much he loves this blue rubber ball that's filled with air, and that it used to have a squeak in it. So every time he would, but the first thing he did was kill the squeak. And he was showing me how much he enjoyed, almost like going after the squeak, and it was like he was on the hunt, and he was couldn't rest until he had killed that squeak. He was in this little squeaky frenzy. And then once that was done, he'll take the rubber ball, put it in his mouth, and push it as far back as he can. And he'll just close his jaws on it very gently. So it goes, and then he opens and it inflates. And he'd feel the rubber against his teeth and his gums and against the back of his jaw and his tongue. Oh, he loved it. He loved it. And I could feel it. I could feel his sensation as though I were doing this myself, as though I were him. It was really amazing. So here's what got me. Sharing messages with animals who passed or animals currently living, it's the same. And what also got me is, I'm trying to get it so I don't have weird sunlight splotches on my face, but the sun will be down soon. So what also got me is I connect with a lot of people through their higher selves and through the Akashic Records, and their past lives come and channeled through me, or their people's guides come and channeled through me. So I become a conduit for, my clients, their guides and their past lives will just come and take over my body and speak with them directly. And sometimes I will share messages of loved ones who have passed. But it hit me, it's all the same. It's not this is how you connect with ascended masters. This is how you connect with, your Uncle Morty. This is how you connect with the Akashic Records. this is how you connect with any animal. It's like all the same. It just, you open up with whatever comes through with a great deal of trust and faith. You know, absolute faith this will work, and absolute trust that whatever comes in is coming in. And then the only difference is like who you're inviting in, what frequency, you know? If you, people are always saying, oh, I'm afraid to like call in the angels because what if a demon comes in? That's not going to happen because you're calling in angelic frequency, angelic vibration. So long as you set your parameters and make your requests, you will get what you're connected with. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to call my friend, and what happens if I accidentally call another friend? Well, you know, sometimes we do. But really, if I go in my phone and I press the, go into contacts and I press the contact for a specific friend, another friend is not going to be the one to answer. Actually, for me, that is because I'm super dyslexic, so I'm always calling the wrong people. So for me, that's the worst example. I am more likely to connect with the non-physical being I want to connect with than the physical. That's just me. I'm a spaz. So I wanted to mention that because it was such an amazing thing. If you have a chance to take an animal telepathy workshop, do it. It is so beautiful. And, you know, there are some people who say when you connect with animals, you do it all through imagery. And others who say, no, you talk to them. It's both. That's the thing. It's both. Like, I will talk with the animal, but my words become images because they're being received as images. And then the animal will send images to me. And while I'm receiving images, they turn into words. So, you know, don't worry so much. I also learned that all animals are very telepathic and they communicate with each other telepathically. And I know this for a fact because Donovan, I'm covering him. Donovan and Lord Snaggletooth talk to each other all the time. And I know they're communicating. I know what's going on. I know they read each other's minds. Like there's no other way for the shenanigans that go on with them. And then the other thing is there's this black cat that used to have a home but is now homeless. Like the really horrible people moved away and left their cat. So this cat has been like living on our property. We have an art shed. There's a squirrel jumping around. We have an art shed. You see Donovan's noticed too. That he's kind of moved into, but he's been beating up on Donovan. And so I telepathically spoke with Donovan and Snag and said, you know, I had checked with like all of the animal rescue, and if we turned that cat in, he'd be put to death. So I don't want that to happen. But I also don't want him being like a hobo cat beating up on Donovan there. So I started communicating with the cat, and just like I asked Donovan, and he said, "Yeah, it's okay if we friend the cat and look after him, so that maybe he can become friends. But I don't think he should come inside because I don't think he'll behave very well." And I said, "Okay, you know, that sounds good. You know, let's just take everything one step at a time." So ever since then, every day that cat has come over, you know, I've been like, it just created a door. There's like a connection there that wasn't there. And he's been coming over to our house and looking in the windows, and he has not beaten up our animals once. So how cool is that? Wow. My aura is very sunlit today. Here. Oh, look, you can see our boathouse. There's another boathouse right behind me. Okay. So I wanted to mention that because I think, you know, as I'm working increasingly with global mandalas, which are energy grids that don't necessarily go like lace work around the planet. Some of them like go into the planet and into specific things and then up into other dimensions. So it's not all like, one layer than another layer. And some of them are woven in with other ones. And some of them connect, So it's more like a multi-level highway system that can go into Earth and into the cosmos. And sometimes roads merge and whatnot. Working with the mandalas and then like communicating telepathically with our animal friends, it really felt the same. The only difference is like when I channel a single being or when I channel a collective. For me, that's how it felt different between telepathically connecting with a single animal or the mandala is like the collective of animals. So we'll see where this goes. If, maybe if I can, I'll get my skill set more in a comfortable way that, I can have a chat, with Donovan or Snaggletooth, on screen. So, or who knows what we can do with it. But certainly it's no surprise to me that just as I'm working with animal mandalas and earth healing mandalas, a class appears like in my backyard to teach me how to telepathically connect with animals. These coincidences are amazing. So I was chatting with my friend today, Mariam Sardari, who has Mariam, everything that it will take me an hour. Oh, yay, we're reconnected. Will take me an hour to share. She will share in like special. So a lot of times, like we're in this meditation and you're going up your chakras and you're going up and up and up. And then like you're off in a cloud somewhere. And then as everyone's coming back down, like you feel them and you jump back in and you go, 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 go. I'm sure this feels familiar to some of you. You're like in a meditation and then you're gone. And then somehow they manage to grab you on the way back in and then it's over. And then everyone's having their share. How was your experience? And they're like, oh, I love this part. I love that part. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got as far as, this chakra, like 2 or 3 above the crown, and then I was gone, But I had a great time, I think. I don't know. So we were talking about how this happens, but with the vibration of the planet going up. It's important that we learn to manage our energy, because if the vibration of the planet is going up and our vibration is going up, what's going to happen? We'll all be like, la, 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 all the time floating around. We're not going to be like here doing our work, living our lives. And then people will increasingly step away from the high vibe because it gets them spaced out and dysfunctional. So we're going to tackle this tonight. And then after I talk for a bit, I'm going to ask, I don't know who will come through, maybe the librarians or someone will come through to like talk a little more about, yes, they're saying definitely the librarians, the Akashic librarians will come through and talk a little bit about this as well. So think about like when you're on a guided meditation, are you like, if you're in a car, are you the driver or are you the passenger? If you're the driver, hopefully you have your wits with you the whole time. You're alert, you know what's going on. You're not necessarily tense unless it's like rush hour or something. You're on the highway at 5:20 p.m. But no, if you're just out for a drive, you're alert, you're aware, but you're relaxed and you are in the groove. When you're the passenger, you can be like, focus on this, focus on that, but you're being driven. You're riding along with the car. So you get to sort of space out, do what you want, take a nap, eat a sandwich, whatever. It's the same when you are in a meditation. If someone is leading the meditation, you do not need to be the passenger. You can be the driver of your energy. Now, I've said before, again and again, we don't need to micromanage our energy. We don't need to control our energies. We just sort of support our energy to do what it needs to do. You know, like I said, when I get a headache, because I wake up with really bad migraines, you know, the work I'm doing in my sleep, when I come back, the crash from that to like 3D world vibration, I wake up with migraines that have me throwing up and passing out. So, since I need to get out of bed and be functional, I take a moment and I acknowledge what's going on with my body. I give it permission to recalibrate and, you know, release and recalibrate. So if I've got like searing pain in my head, I give it permission to relax. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge every single spot where I'm feeling pain or tension or tightness. I acknowledge the fact that I'm all queasy and ready to throw up. Ugh, it's like I'm pregnant again. You know, it's ridiculous. Um, but I'm not. Just pregnant with energy flowing to my whole being. Uh, but I acknowledge everything and I give it a chance to feel heard, to be seen. I stay relaxed. That's the biggest thing. When you get pain, you tense up. Oh my God, I got a headache. How's that going to help anything? And I give everything a chance to like reset themselves. I give them support. All of my chakras and my organs and, you know, the bile and everything a chance to reset itself. Literally within 5 minutes, I feel 100. I feel fantastic. So, and then I do my daily meditation and my gratitudes and appreciations and connections and acknowledgments and, you know, sort of discuss with my non-physical friends what we have planned for the day and what I need help with and check with them if there's any messages or guidance they want to share. That takes another 10 minutes. So it's like 15 minutes of lying in bed, hitting the snooze alarm and setting everything up. So I say this because if I wanted to control my energy, I would probably just get out of bed, you know, throw up, pop a couple of Excedrin, drink some coffee, and force myself through the day. That is not better than what I do. That's what I used to do because I've been waking up with migraines literally my whole life. There were days when I would get like 20, 30 migraines in a day, like stabbing pain, like someone's taking daggers and stabbing in my temples. And I would literally go blind. Like even when I was a little kid, I would get migraines that would take away my eyesight and I would like pass out from it. Now, none of that happens. And it's because I let my body manage its energy. When I was a child, no one knew how to teach me to be the way I am. So I had all of this discomfort. It took me decades to learn I don't need to do anything except acknowledge and support. So how does this come with meditation? You'll notice, and I challenge you all to do this, you're in a guided meditation and there comes a certain point where your energy just feels like it's sort of expanding, like it's loosening up, it's relaxing. It's like, oh, this is great. And you're like, no, you're not here to be a ride along. You are going to be doing your work. You're working it. This is not just someone taking you out for a sleigh ride. You are here to develop your energetic muscles. I mean, sometimes we go for the sleigh rides. Like sometimes I put on a meditation and like 3 minutes later I'm asleep until the meditation's over. And then I wake up going, wow, that was a good, very deep meditation. But not all the time. When you are in a meditation, like a chakra alignment meditation, you'll find a lot of times when you're doing the root chakra, you're like, oh yes, I'm here, I'm solid. My root chakra cone is spreading wider and wider and the energy is flowing and everything is red and stable. And then you get to your sacral chakra and you're like, oh, I'm so creative. I'm birthing wonderful energy. Everything's so orange and inspired and glowing. And then you get your solar plexus chakra and everything's all yellow and action oriented and that ignites the sacral chakra. So you get your chi energy firing up and you're ready to go and do creative stuff. And then you send energy up to your heart chakra and it gets all like, oh, it's beautiful. It's green. Some people see pink, some people see purple or whatever, you know, beautiful, generally green, love. I feel like I'm one with nature. I'm one with the planet. I have love for everyone. I love myself. The energy is flowing. You're sending it to your physical heart, so it's pumping love energy all through your physical body. And you get up to your throat chakra, and you're like, yes, I represent. I represent with honesty and truth. I see you, and I see me, and I am honest and outspoken. This is great. And then you get up to your third eye, and you're like, woo, visions, woo. You get a little loopy. You get up to your crown, and it opens wide, and you're receiving all these divine blessings. And then you're like, I don't know. That's where most people check out. Somewhere between the throat, the crown, or a little above, once you start getting cosmic or whatever, they're gone. Because you're having so much fun with it and you're riding along with it, you're enjoying it, but you're not managing it. So as the energy starts getting a little loopy, say, hey, energy, you're working. Come on, compact, compact. You don't need to compact it. It will compact itself, okay? This energy knows what to do. It's like, when the boss is away, the employees will play. So you're like the substitute manager, and they're going to push it like, oh, maybe we can just goof around. They're like, hey, no, we still got work to do. Let's do it. And the energy will be like, okay, here we go. So you can stay there and have a great time and an amazing experience. And you know what? When I manage, not control, but manage my energy, so it's going up and I'm there with it. When it gets up like several chakras above the crown, I'm like, man, have I been missing out. This is crazy cool. I love it. And here's the thing, the more you manage your energy, it becomes like when you're playing piano and you're practicing the scales. You get better at it. So the areas where you space out are no longer here, they're up here. And you can take it up and up and up. People ask me, like, how is it I get to like hang out with, the Jesus crowd and have tea parties with Father Joseph and go into the Akasha? Because I work my energy so that it's really powerful. And that way it can take me up really high and I remain alert. Truth be told, in this life, I've always just run around with that. I just never learned to be mature enough to stop doing it. So most of y'all, when you were little kids, you did this. And as you start going up and up and up, you might start getting like memories coming back. Like, hey, suddenly I'm 4 years old and there's a fairy comes in and hangs out with me while I'm taking my afternoon nap. Or, hey, like, yeah, that happens. And that's really nice too. Like, how wonderful. Okay. I should have brought a hair thing. I hate it when I'm channeling and they flop my head around and the hair is like all over my face. And then it starts tickling and that pulls me out of my being out there on the side state. All right. Here we go. I'm going to bring in the librarians. Before I do, sorry guys, I'm going to tag at the end of this a video I loaded earlier today. This past weekend, I was teaching a class on how to channel Gaia. It was great. But Gaia, like, we had workshop time and then Gaia came through me and she channeled. But she also went into everyone who was in the circle. So all of us were receiving Gaia's energy. And then after she talked and shared a lesson, there you go. Don't want to block Donovan. After she gave us a lesson and her energy was fully in everyone, she led a guided conversation and everyone was like channeling Gaia to give the responses. It was amazing. So I clipped just a part of the channeled lesson, not the whole workshop because, that's personal, but the part where she gave the lesson, it's like the true story of Adam and Eve. And she was showing me the whole thing. It was like I was there. It was crazy. And one thing she wanted to make clear is we are creatures of evolution. God did not create the earth in 7 days. Although I've got to wonder, like, when did the 7-day week happen? And when did they say God created the earth in 7 days? Like, which came first? But I guess the 7-day week came first. But anyway, she said that the first, she's just going to call every race human. Like, it doesn't matter if it's us or the ones who came before. She calls us all human. The first race of humans were actually bigger and grander than us. Like, we would look at them and think of them as giants. And they were better than us. They were like amazing, but they became too arrogant and destroyed themselves. And then there was supposed to be the ones that grew up from the dinosaurs, who would have been like the reptilian humans. And they had so much to bring. And, you know, everyone talks about, oh, those evil reptilians. They were supposed to be like the guardian watchers of that. And that's part of why they're mad at us, because those that they were supposed to help raise up to glory, you know, and there's other stuff with reptilians. We're not going to get into that now. They're ridiculous. Just avoid them. Don't get caught up in them. Focus more on happy stuff. But the KT mass extinction happened just because meteors hit at the exact place, just when volcanoes were going off at the exact place that triggered the ash flow around the world, the ash plume that, you know, changed the global climate. So then they were like scrounging. They're like, what have we got? What have we got? Well, we got to get something. Well, there's these little mammals underground. They're alive. So we grew from that. We're like, I don't know, we're like the mistake people. We're the mistake humans. We're like the garbage humans. We're like the well, we got to grab something. Just grab them. Oh my God. We're like not even the understudy. We're like the understudy of another character who's being forced on stage in the lead role. So anyway, Adam and Eve were guardians. I mean, I don't know this. This is what Gaia was saying. We're guardians who were sent to our planet before any of us humans had come to be. And they were supposed to be the guardians of the superhumans that were before us. And it's my understanding that the superhumans were actually the first phase of what then later became like what we call the Atlanteans. But the Atlanteans had all of the arrogance, but they didn't have like the awesomeness of the superhumans. So then they like just wipe everyone out and start fresh. So Adam and Eve, the story is they were supposed to be the divine masculine, divine feminine. Again, divine feminine is about creating and nurturing life. And the divine masculine is supposed to be about protecting and caregiving life. And we're supposed to work in harmony. The divine feminine can actually do everything the divine masculine can, but the divine masculine cannot really work in fruition without the support of the divine feminine, unless the one of the divine masculine has the perfectly balanced yin-yang within himself. But even then, they usually, because they're not going to be arrogant or ego, they still want divine feminine to give support. And you'll find pretty much any ancient culture of earth magic is going to also back that up. She shared the story of Adam and Eve. It's really beautiful. I'll tag it at the end of this video. It's so beautiful and heartbreaking. But the story that started before there was any, like, you know, humanish type life on this planet is now coming to its ending with us. So it's really beautiful. We can finally create the love and the healing through love and the peace through love and forgiveness that has been missing on our planet ever since their time. Okay. Just give me a moment. The librarians come in quicker than others. I'm going to ask them not to thrash me around this time. They're laughing at me. Good evening, our favorite friends. Of course, by favorite friends, we make a joke because all who are connected with us are favorites. And of course, we are connected with all of you, but those of you who are connecting in the moment now, be it live or later, get a special moment in our hearts that we give blessings to you. We are, of course, the librarians and collective of the Akasha, and we wish to talk to you today about something that is dear to our hearts, which is to understand you came into this life to be who you are. Many of you think you are less than because you are not this one or that one. Understand they are living their lives. You are here to live your life. You look the way you do. You think the way you do because this is what you desire to be in this life. In your last life, you were very different. In your next life, you will be very different. When you are outside of body, you are all of your lives at once, plus your eternal being. So understand, you should never berate yourself. You should never think of yourself as anything less than perfect. Because perfect is what you are and perfect is who you are for your purposes in this life. Yes. So we tell you the question should not be, why aren't I this? Why aren't I that? But if I am this, what is my goal? What are my challenges? Why am I here? What is my path with this? When you get your thoughts and your wishes in alignment with acknowledging truth and saying, why am I here? What shall I do to honor my purpose for being here? You will find much joy in being who you are. This is important for you to understand. Each and every one of you is perfect because each and every one of you is exactly whom you decided to be. If you imagine, today I will have my perfect day, and you give yourself your perfect day, and then the next day you talk with your friends and you say, yesterday I had my perfect day. They say, what was your day? And you tell them, they'll go, oh, that's your perfect day? That's not my perfect day. Of course, because you are each individuals. So if you will be individual with your idea of a perfect day, you may be individual with your idea of a perfect self. You are your perfect self. You may love yourself and respect and honor yourself for this purpose. One moment. But we say, if you are watching this video now, then you also know there is more to life than me, what's in it for me. You are also in this planet because you have awareness that there is a role you have chosen to play to help with healing your beautiful planet and raising it to its next state of existence. You know this in your heart, but yet your brain will tell you otherwise because your brain will trick you and say, oh, you're silly, this is not real. We say, don't worry about that. Do what brings you great joy if what brings you great joy brings beauty and harmony to the planet. Yes, if what brings you great joy is something that causes harm to others, then we know that does not bring you great joy. That just feeds some demon energy. No, not demon energy, some injured energy within you. It's better to heal injured energy than to feed it, always. And when you look upon yourself with truth, you can see what of your energy is feeding off negative forces within you. Just imagine you have a furnace right here inside you, and you have another furnace right here. And this one makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel hurt, makes you feel like you're not good enough. And this one says, let's send joy to the world. When you put the energy into your mind and into your chakras and into your body, where do you send that energy? Do you feed the pit that makes you feel bad about yourself? Or do you feel the pit that says, let's make everyone feel good about themselves? Or do you send it equally? We tell you, you do not need to feed the pit that brings you sorrow or distress. It is not that you are a bad person or you are inept or less than. It's that you keep feeding this monster that wishes to eat. You can send love to it and healing energy, and it will say, oh, my work is done. I gave you a challenge to heal me with love, and now you've healed me with love. Bye-bye. And it will go off to its energy family. And then you'll go, wow, I feel good. I feel very good inside. I like myself, and I'm ready to do good things. So this is a challenge we give you. The challenge we give you is to like yourself very much because you are perfect. You can look to the trees. The trees have great wisdom, and they bring love and energy up through them to the animals that live in them, the little bugs and grubs, the birds, the squirrels, to the leaves. The trees communicate with each other. They help each other. Trees are very magical. When you look to the trees, remember, there are roots at the bottom and the top. The roots in the bottom bring earth magic up through the tree to the angelic, the cosmic, the divine. And the roots at the top are the leaves, which bring magic from God and the angels down through the tree into earth. The leaves, the branches, are roots as well, a different kind of root, but the energy flows through the tree all the same. You may think of your crown chakra the same way. It is bringing all the beautiful energy through your being into earth. And at the same time, you bring the beautiful energy through your root chakra from earth to the cosmos. It is the same, a different kind of energy, but necessary for survival. It is important that each of you fill your being with love for self, because this is how you then emanate love and send it to the world. Your planet is ready to be healed and evolved. You heal and evolve your planet through love. You say, I am one person. How does my being happy heal the planet? If every single person, if half the people on your planet said, I will be happy, I will love myself, I honor myself, I send love, think how much love will be on the planet. And those who are there going, we don't like love, will be surrounded by love, and they'll go, oh, maybe love's not so bad, and they start to like it. You will be amazed at the difference when people go forward with love. We send love to you. There are many beings you do not see that are waiting for your planet's vibration to go up just a little bit more so that you can connect with them and say, please help us. They are here, they are waiting, they want so much to help. You have collectives, divine beings, entities, other dimensions waiting to help your planet. And as soon as you have enough love, you will be able to raise up and connect with them. You do not have to wait for your planet to do so. You may each do that individually as well. We encourage this. Now that you are aware there is much help, you do not need to work so hard by yourself. You know there are many who are here to help you. And of course, we invite all of you to visit us in the Akash. Your books of your many lives are here for you, as well as many other books of all sorts of subjects, just as every library has. You are welcome to visit anytime. That is all. We do not have much to say today. We will be back another day to talk about, what do we call, mobilization of love. If you are going to be an army of love, how do you make that happen? We will be back another day for that. For now, we are honored to have shared time with you. We depart. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of wisdom compressed in a little time. Um, so I'm going to skedaddle out of here. Thank you all. I'm like so out of it now. Um, thank you. Thank you for joining me, for joining us. And I'm going to have to go give my head permission to not feel so. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are. And I guess our homework this week is to love yourself. Awesome. Take care. Bye.